They say grief has a smell. Sarah Mitchell's mother would later describe it as the scent of lilies mixed with something metallic, something wrong. She smelled it the moment she walked into her daughter's apartment that October morning. But this story doesn't begin there. It begins 6 months earlier, on a Sunday morning in a small Baptist church in Anderson, South Carolina, where a young woman with honey blonde hair sat in the third pew singing hymns next to someone who had already decided she would die. This is the story of how a killer hid in plain sight, how they shared potluck dinners, exchanged Christmas gifts, and prayed together while planning murder. And how, when justice finally came, it came in the most unexpected way imaginable. What happened in that courtroom would break a family and then, impossibly, begin to heal them. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to where
when
it
Sarah
all started.
joined Grace Community Baptist Church that spring,
Sarah Mitchell
she
was
was
28
welcomed
years
with the kind
old
of
when she
warmth
moved back
small
to Anderson.
congregations are known
She'd
for.
spent 5 years
Within
in
weeks,
Charlotte
she
working in
volunteered
pharmaceutical
for the church
sales.
nursery,
But after her
joined
father's
the
heart
young
attack,
adults Bible
she
study,
couldn't bear to be
and somehow
4 hours
ended up
away
coordinating
anymore.
the entire
Her
church
best
picnic.
friend from high school,
That's where
Jessica
she met
Martinez,
him.
described her
Marcus
as the
Webb
kind of
was
person
34,
who remembered
a
everyone's
quiet man
birthday,
who worked as
even
an
people
IT
she barely
specialist
knew.
for the county school system.
Sarah kept a calendar.
He'd been attending Grace
color-coded
Community
with little
for 3
notes
years.
about everyone in her life.
Everyone knew Marcus as
She'd show
reliable,
up with your favorite
helpful,
coffee, even if
maybe
you
a
hadn't
little
talked in
awkward.
months, Jessica
He
said
fixed
in
the
her
church's
victim
computer
impact
system
statement,
for free.
her voice cracking.
He always stayed late to stack chairs.
That's who she was.
Sarah's mother, Patricia, remembered meeting him at a potluck that May. He seemed lonely, she would later tell the courtroom, tears streaming down her face. Sarah had this way of... She collected lonely people. She wanted everyone to feel included. And she included Marcus. They became friends. Nothing romantic, Sarah told her mother, just friends. Marcus helped Sarah move furniture into her new apartment. Sarah invited Marcus to her family's 4th of July barbecue. Her younger brother, Daniel, taught Marcus how to properly grill ribs. In photos from that summer, you can see them. Sarah, radiant in a sundress, laughing. Marcus in the background, watching her with an expression that her family wouldn't understand until much later. It wasn't love in his eyes. It was possession. The first sign of trouble came in August. Sarah mentioned to Jessica that Marcus had been texting her a lot. Like, a lot, she said over coffee, showing her phone. 47 messages in one day. Nothing threatening, just constant. Good morning texts, pictures of sunsets, memes that weren't funny, questions about her day, her plans, whether she'd eaten lunch. I think he might have feelings for me, Sarah confided. I need to be clear with him that we're just friends. The conversation happened after Bible study on a Wednesday night. Multiple church members saw them talking in the parking lot. Sarah, gentle but firm, her hand on Marcus's arm in a gesture of kindness. Marcus nodding, seeming to understand. But Thomas Brennan, a deacon who was locking up that night, noticed something. His face, Thomas told investigators, when she walked away, his whole face changed. It was like watching a mask fall off. The texts stopped after that. Sarah seemed relieved. She told her mother that Marcus was giving her space, that everything was fine. She didn't know that Marcus had simply changed tactics. What Sarah didn't see, Marcus driving past her apartment 3 times, 4 times, sometimes late at night, installing a tracking app on her phone when she left it on the church table. He told himself he was protecting her, that she didn't understand that they were meant to be together, that she needed him, even if she didn't know it yet. In the journal police later found in his home, Marcus had written, "She's confused. All those other men, they don't see her like I do. I'm patient. I can wait, but I won't let anyone else have her." In September, Sarah started dating someone, a guy named Ryan, a teacher she'd met at a friend's wedding. Nothing serious yet, but she was happy. She posted a photo of them at a coffee shop, tagged him with a heart emoji. Marcus saw it. That Sunday, he sat in church 3 rows behind Sarah and her family. He watched her sing, watched her hug her mother, watched her laugh and smile during announcements. And according to what he later told his court-appointed psychiatrist, that's when he made his decision. If he couldn't have her, no one would. October 16th was a Tuesday. Sarah had the day off from her medical device sales job. She told her mother she planned to deep clean her apartment, catch up on laundry, maybe grab dinner with Jessica. Normal, boring, beautiful Tuesday plans. Her last text to her mother was sent at 2:47 p.m. "Found your Tupperware. Want me to drop it by tonight? Love you." Patricia texted back, "Keep it, honey. I've got 1,000,000. Love you more." At 6:23 p.m., Sarah's Ring doorbell camera captured footage of someone approaching her apartment. The police showed this video to the jury. You couldn't see the face. The person wore a baseball cap pulled low, a dark hoodie. But you could see them knock, wait. Then Sarah, lovely Sarah, opening the door. Not scared, smiling even, because she recognized her visitor. She let her killer inside. What happened next? The coroner's report detailed 23 stab wounds, evidence of a struggle. Sarah fought. God, she fought so hard. She made it to her kitchen, grabbed a knife of her own. Blood evidence showed she cut the attacker across the forearm before he overpowered her. Investigators believe she was alive for several minutes. Her phone was found near her body. She'd tried to call 911, but only managed to dial 91 before her neighbor, Emma Rodriguez, heard sounds that night. Thuds, maybe furniture falling. "I almost knocked on the door, but I didn't. I thought maybe she was just moving things around." Emma still goes to therapy for that decision, for the almost. By 8:15 p.m., Sarah Mitchell was gone. When Patricia couldn't reach Sarah the next morning, she felt that wrongness again, that lilies and metal smell, even though she was miles away. She and her husband Robert went to Sarah's apartment at 10:30 a.m., used the spare key Sarah had given them, just in case. What they found: there are things a parent should never see. Things you can't unsee, can't unfeel. Patricia collapsed. Robert called 911, his voice so broken the dispatcher later said she'd never forget it. The investigation moved quickly. The ring footage, Sarah's phone records showing Marcus's obsessive texting from a secondary number she hadn't blocked, the tracking app, neighbors who'd noticed a car matching Marcus's Accord in the complex
Jessica
parking
read hers
lot
through
that night.
sobs that made the court
But the
reporter
piece of
stop 3 times. Daniel's was only 2 sentences long. "You took my sister. You took my mother's daughter. I hope you never know peace." But the moment that changed everything, the prosecutor called one final witness, a surprise witness the defense hadn't prepared for. The state calls Sarah Mitchell. The courtroom erupted. Marcus's lawyers objected. The judge called for order. Patricia's scream of "What?" echoed off the marble walls. And then the back doors opened. A young woman walked in. Not Sarah. Sarah was gone. But her face. This was Emily Thornton, age 26, and she was alive for one reason. Emily had met Marcus Webb 9 months before Sarah. Different church, same story. He'd become obsessed. She'd rejected him. She'd started receiving threatening messages, found him following her, felt constantly watched. But Emily had done something Sarah never got the chance to do. She'd filed a police report. She'd gotten a restraining order. And when she'd posted about her experience in a private Facebook group for stalking survivors, one person had reached out with advice, resources, and support. Sarah Mitchell. She didn't know me, Emily testified, tears streaming. But she spent hours on the phone with me. She helped me file paperwork. She checked in on me every week for months. She's the reason I took it seriously. The reason I moved. The reason I'm alive. Emily had been living in Oregon when she heard about Sarah's death, saw the name Marcus Webb, and felt her blood freeze. She contacted the prosecutor immediately. Sarah saved my life, Emily told the jury, and when I ran away from him, he found her instead. She died because I lived. That's what I have to carry. Patricia stood up in the courtroom then, walked right over to Emily, held her while she sobbed. "No," Patricia said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "She died because he's a monster. You lived because she's a hero. Don't you dare take that from her." The jury deliberated for 3 hours. Guilty on all counts. Life without parole. When the verdict was read,